Hello everyone, this video is for telling about using Python for doing AI development. First of all, we need to understand why we have to choose Python for doing AI development, right? The first reason is simplicity. Python's syntax reads like English, so we can focus more on doing AI development instead of worrying about um, syntax or grammar of that language. Okay, so that is one of the reasons for choosing Python. The main reason is that library power. Python is having a lot of libraries, especially libraries related to AI. We can find a lot of libraries because many people are using Python. A lot of open source networks are there for supporting Python. So we have a lot of AI related libraries. Libraries in the sense we can just import that library and we can just start using their methods or functions in our application. So it will help us to save a lot of time. Let us see some important libraries. NumPy for numerical computing and Pandas for data analysis. Pandas is a very important library. It is widely used for data science related projects because data science is important for AI. For training the model, we have to provide very quality data, then only the model performance will be good. For creating quality data, we have to do a lot of data processing. So for that, Pandas will be very helpful. It will be helping us to save a lot of time in preparing data in a record way. Okay. And for plotting graphs, we can use matplotlib for simple graphs. For advanced features, we can go with Seaborn library. Okay. And scikit-learn or sklearn, it is useful for training and using traditional machine learning models. That means other than deep learning models. Okay. For deep learning models, we can use with TensorFlow and PyTorch. That kind of libraries we can use for training deep learning models. For training, for fine tuning, for using DL models, we can use TensorFlow or PyTorch. Okay. And Hugging Face is providing transformers library that will be useful for NLP, natural language processing. Especially the pipeline method of transformers library is really a very simple way of doing NLP. Okay. Even we need not specify the model name. We can just specify our requirement like classification, sentiment analysis, and within by writing few lines of code, we can create a useful application. Okay. Next reason is a massive community support. Obviously, we will be getting a lot of support because a lot of people are using Python, right? So if we have any questions related to Python, we can just post our questions in any forums and we can get a reply, relevant reply. Okay. Or already someone might have asked the same question. We can just search it and get the answer. Okay. And one more reason is cross-platform compatibility. Okay. So Python will be used on various operating systems like Windows, Mac, and Linux. That is one reason for using Python. And industry approved. Top companies like Google, Meta, that companies are supporting Python. That means whenever they release any kind of AI related applications, they provide sample coding in Python also. So we can easily copy that code and start exploring their applications. So these are all the reasons for using Python for AI development. Okay, let us go through in detail. But this video is not for teaching about Python, just to give some overview about using Python for AI development. Okay, I'm not going to teach anything specifically here. Okay, so first of all, for installing Python, we can go to python.org and then we can download it and we can use it on any operating system, right? And IDE, integrated development environment, that code editor. Lot of things are there. I am using VS Code. Okay, it's lightweight. Lot of extensions are there, so beginner friendly. Okay, so here we can get a lot of extensions, Python related extensions are there. Okay, and other things like PyCharm. Jupyter notebooks, it's important one. It's very useful. Okay, so for installing libraries, we can use pip command, pip install library name. Okay. For installing Jupyter Notebook, we can install like this, pip install Jupyter Notebook. So as I said, Jupyter Notebook is very important concept. It's IDE, but it will be very useful for learning Python, especially for beginners. It will be very useful. and it will be useful for not only for learning, for showcasing our work to other people, non-technical people, other things. So it's very easy because it's mix of code, notes, and output. Okay, I will show that. Okay, and before going into Jupyter notebooks, first we can check this Google Colab. It's very beginner friendly. Jupyter notebook we have to install, we have to set up in our local, right? The same thing, it's available with cloud, Google Colab. So we can just visit that website, colab.research.google.com, and we can just start using that notebook. Okay. In this case, there are two advantages. One is no need to do installation, setup, other things. And another thing is, instead of using it in our local, we are going to use it in our Google's environment, right? So that GPU, TPUs, RAM, that and all will be better than our local. Okay. So that will be an additional advantage of using Google Colab. Okay. So you can just start using it by visiting colab.google.com. It will be redirected to colab.research.google.com. Okay, I will show that first. So this is that. Okay, it's a new notebook I created, and here, as I said, it's combination of code and text and output. Okay, we can create, for example, text. You can add text saying that it's a demo. Okay, and here we can create code. Okay, and we can execute it. Since it's the first time, it is connecting to Google, that hardware, right? That GPU. So it's taking little time. Okay, output was shown now. Okay, so now second time it will be very fast. Okay, here we can choose various options. Okay, so this is the basic concept. We can enter text markup here and add the code, and we can see the output. Okay, everything is in one place, and similarly we can have more number of such cells. We can add any number of code cells, any number of text cells. Okay, and we can execute them individually also. Okay, so that will be very useful for studying purpose, learning purpose, as well as I said, for showing our work to some non-technical people also. Okay, so it's a very useful one. That file extension will be like IPYNB. Okay, we can download it. It's all about Google Colab, and the same thing can be used locally using Jupyter Notebook. So we can just start Jupyter Notebook. So we have to just start like this, Jupyter Notebook. It will be opening the notebook. I already started creating here. Okay, so to save time, I already prepared everything here, and we can just execute one by one. Okay, so in case if you are first time coming in, it will be like this, new notebook. Here we can use it like Colab, right? Here also we can add text. That's it. Okay. Similarly, we can add any number of cells. Okay, so a lot of features are there. You can just explore that. It's very useful for beginners, as I said. If you're a very beginner, start with Colab, and once you are familiar with setting up like a pip install, other things, just install Jupyter Notebook, and then you can start using it. And the same Jupyter Notebook, you can use it from here, like VS Code also. While creating file, you can create Jupyter Notebook. But for that, you have to install Jupyter Notebook, that extension. Okay. Okay. Since it's the first time, it's connecting to Python kernel, right? So it's taking some time. Next time onwards, it will be very fast. Okay. So here we can add markdown as well as code. Okay. Many number of cells we can have. Okay. So this is all about Google Colab and Jupyter Notebook. It will be very useful for beginners for learning Python. So explore that, and you can get a lot of sample IPYNB files from various places. Okay, just get that files, and you can just open here and then start using that, or you can step by step you can learn. Okay, so these are the Python basics. Okay, so as I said, I'm not going to focus here, just to give some overview. Okay, so Python supports various data types like string, integer, float, boolean, and various operators. Okay, so just as we are assigning the values, right, for a and b, and just printing a plus b, and a division a divided by b. So we can see the result by running it. And similarly, it supports a lot of different kinds of data structures like lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries. Okay, Each data structure is having its own characters. Okay, the mostly used one is this list, and dictionary also getting used. Okay, so just to go through that how to use it, and their key features like list is mutable, tuple is immutable. Okay, that will be having unique values. Dictionaries key value pair. Okay, it's a very basic data structure with Python. Okay, and list means we have to use this bracket, tuples for this one, and for set this brace. Okay, key value pair means key and colon that way. Okay, and key and colon value. Okay, so it is very basic data structure with Python. Just familiarize yourself, especially list and dictionary. Okay, and the functions in Python it's like this def. Okay, and the function name and argument and return that return value. Okay, it's a basic function in Python, and we can call it like this function name and then sending the parameters or arguments. Okay, to the function and printing that return value. So it's passing this rajamanikan.com visitor. Okay, and adding that hello using this f string. Okay, so the output is hello rajamanikan.com visitor. Okay, so learning Python is very interesting only. You have to keep on exploring various things by really seeing the value and then changing the things. Okay, that will be very useful to learn quickly. Say for example, you can suppose if you want to add two parameters, how to do that like that. If you keep on changing the same code means you can get better in understanding those things. Okay, you try various things like this. Okay. So as Python is a very general purpose programming language, it is having all the fundamental things like if condition, for loop, while loop. Okay, just I provided few samples here. It is for addition and the power. This is conditional statements. Okay, assigning value to the age and using if condition, we are checking whether age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is greater than or equal to 18, printing you are eligible to vote, otherwise sorry, not eligible. Okay, and we need to understand the intent in the Python to make it simple. There is no need to use any kind of brackets or things, but we are achieving that by providing this intent. So we have to do it properly, so it is always better to use the supporting editors. Okay, in case of VS Code, everything it will be done automatically. So here we can run it. So since the value is 18, it's saying that you are eligible to vote. If we make it 17, it's saying that sorry, not eligible. Okay, in case we are dividing by 0 means it's giving error, right? So in that case we have to do the proper error handling. Okay, so here the exceptions are there. Okay, we have to use the try block and except. Okay, so here in this case it will be giving our custom error message, we can't divide by 0. Okay, similarly we can use for loop, especially this range. That function will be very useful. If we are using range 5, we can use 5 iterations. Okay, so 5 iterations are there. Similarly, similar to any kind of language, we can use while loop. So it's giving the output. So mostly the syntax will be very simple only, but we need to take care of the intent. Okay, and it is object oriented language. Okay. So our class is blueprint, right? Object instance of class. Here no need to use any kind of keywords. Okay, just we can define in this way. Just we have to define the class like this, and we can just create the instance of that class as object without specifying any keywords here. Okay, here class definition is here, and it's having this method bar saying that that name says wolf. Okay, that name it is passing through here constructor, right? So while creating the object, that name is passed to, and when we use this bar with that object, it is saying that body says food, right? That means so body says, just passing this name, I mean this string, and combining here, okay, using f string. Okay. So as I said, a lot of libraries, AI related libraries are there. For example, this numpy library, we can see one sample. We can give alias name, import numpy as np. Okay, then we can just use the alias name only, np dot array. It will be easy, right? And instead of numpy, we can just type np, and here just we can create arrays like this, and we can just print it, and we can find the mean value just by using this mean. Okay, array is there, and we are showing in the matrix form, and then mean of that. And the next one is pandas. As I said, it is very useful for data analysis, and especially that data frames that are very useful for processing data. Okay, we can easily import a CSV file data here and then do the lot of processing using very simple coding. Okay, so we are importing pandas as PD. Okay, and the data we are providing this dictionary, right? Key and value, and we are loading to data frame. So just printing the data frame, and then we can find the average score just using mean. Similar to NumPy, but in case of pandas, that data frame is providing additional things. We can get data from any source, CSV, other things. Okay, it's showing the average. And as I said, these matplotlib and cbon are useful for data visualization. Let us see one example using matplotlib. Okay, pyplot, we are assigning it as a PLT, alias name as PLT, and then we are just plotting it, giving title and label names, and then showing it. Okay, so it's creating this graph. Okay, if you want to change anything, you can here change. And this example is for using cbon chart. Okay, so we have to import cbon. Okay, and we are using box plot here. It's creating this plot. Okay, so for simple things, we can go with matplotlib. Suppose if it is involving any complex things or advanced features, we can go with cbon. Okay, sklearn, it is a very important library for machine learning models. Okay, it's also called as sklearn. It is useful for classification, regression, clustering. Okay, as I said, I'm not going to give importance for explaining these things, just to give some overview. Okay, I already uploaded various videos for individual topics. So its own sample thing. Okay, so here. So for that, we have to first install scikit-learn. Okay, so I already installed it. So this sample is loading iris data. So it's data about flowers. Okay, the features or properties are that dimensions of flowers, and the classification will be done based on the dimensions. Okay, so here first we are splitting that, loading the data. Okay, then splitting the data using train test split, and then training the model. Okay, decision tree classifier model. Okay, we are training with the fit. Okay, and then evaluating the model to find the accuracy of things, and then using it for actual thing. We are just passing sample dimensions of one flower, and that model is predicting the finding the flower name. Okay, so all these things we are just doing from here, just running it. That evaluation 0.93 accuracy predicted as set as okay. So if you change these numbers, it will predict as something else. Okay, something. Okay, so this is the fundamental of AI, right? So everything we are able to do it in a simple way because of these Python libraries. Okay, so similarly we can do it for deep learning models also. Okay, it's a traditional machine learning model. For deep learning model, we can use PyTorch, TensorFlow, or things. Okay, and this one is working with data. Okay, so as I said, processing data is important for effectively training the AI models. So for that, we can use pandas effectively. So let me show one example. So here we are loading this sample data CSV file using read CSV method of pandas. Okay, and we are just showing the first 5 rows. Then we are doing some kind of data processing. Just for example, I'm showing removing extra spaces. Okay, and then replacing the $sign, and then showing it again. Okay, so the sample file is this one. Okay, here this price is having space, right? This is a column, right? And one is having dollar, another row is not having that. So we are just trying to make it clean. Okay, so that the training will be effective. Okay, I'm just running it. First time it's saying it is second time. Okay, so first time it's showing that space, right? Okay, and here now it's removed that space, unnecessary space, and the dollar symbol also removed. So now it's clear, right? So we can use it for training a model. Okay, so just I'm saying as example. So similarly, we can do a lot of data cleaning, other processes. Okay, a lot of steps are there. So for that, we can use Python libraries effectively. Okay, a lot of things: renaming columns, removing unwanted characters, converting data types, filtering rows, columns. Okay, a lot of things we can do, and handling missing data outliers. Okay, so if you are not doing that, then that output may not be effective. Okay. And simply we can create this BMI column with just one line of code, right? So these kinds of feature engineering can be done very easily. Okay. Okay. As I said, for deep learning also we can use Python libraries like TensorFlow and PyTorch. And for NLP, natural language processing also, Python is having various libraries. Especially the tokenization is very important. Okay, that is just breaking text into smaller pieces like words and sentences. For that we can use the NLTK, that library. Okay, so I'm just running this. Okay, it's using NLTK, and the text is A is amazing. NLP helps machines understand language, and using this word tokenize, we are getting words, splitting as words, and here we are splitting as sentences, and here showing it. Okay, these are the words, these are the sentences. Okay, so it's a very simple task, just for example, but a lot of things are involving like text processing. Okay, this is just for example, but we have a lot of libraries for doing that kind of stuff, Python libraries. That is the reason why we have to choose Python for AI developments. And word embeddings is an important concept. Like embeddings, it's like vectors. Okay, we can turn any words into vectors. Okay, that is like it will be keeping some meanings and relationships also, semantics, so which other things it will be useful. Okay, and for that a lot of techniques are there. TF-IDF, it's a common one. Okay, let us see one simple TF-IDF is term frequency, that one. Okay, so for that also the sklearn is providing support. We can just use this TF-ID vectorizer. Vectorization is like it's like changing that words into some kind of numbers, numerical representation. Okay, based on how many times they are appearing, but after doing some kind of normalization. Okay, so that will be giving some overview about that document. Okay, so that we can do using few lines of code. I will just show that. Here it's just assign numbers. It will be useful when we go with RAG, retrieval augmented generation, right? So we can keep knowledge base in some vector database, and we can use these kinds of approaches for doing cosine similarity search, that kind of stuff. So when we deal with numbers, it will be very fast, and because it's having semantic meaning also, that retrieval process will be better. Okay. And as I said, the transformers library of Hugging Face is providing this pipeline method that is very powerful. We can just do a simple sentiment analysis with a few lines of code. Okay, just we have to specify the purpose sentiment analysis. Here we are not going to give the model name anything, but internally it will be picking the relevant model. Hugging Face is having millions, more than million models. Okay, and we are just passing the input text, and it will be classifying. Okay, since no model was supplied, it's choosing one model. Okay, this model, but it's not recommended in production. That's what it's saying. But for learning purpose, it's okay. Okay, so it's labeling this sentence as positive. Okay, with 100% confidence. Okay, we change it as something hate, so it's negative. Again, confidence is 100%. Something if may, something we are saying it's I think, like that means the confidence level may be reduced, right? If we add I think, probably in that case it's reducing the confidence level, right? Okay, these are very simple examples. Okay, and practice more for understanding it. We have a lot of libraries. Try to learn the libraries and their purpose, and then use them appropriately. Okay, that will help you to save a lot of time in developing code as well as for testing, because that libraries are tested rigorously, right? So there won't be any errors with that libraries. Suppose if you are going to develop by our own self, that will take time, as well as that will be having errors, right? So that is what I wanted to highlight here. So you explore about AI related libraries, learn about that and how to use that and for what purpose, like that. Okay, and then you can effectively develop a lot of AI related things. These are all basic things. Similarly, for RAG development, other things, LangChain are there. Recently, agentic AI is becoming more popular, right? For that, LangGraph, there are a lot of new libraries are coming up. Okay, so just try to understand the power of Python libraries for doing AI development. We can just easily use that. For example, here I am just showing one example, right? My model. I just placed this function here, and I'll be calling it from this another file, test.py. Just importing that thing and just using that function. This greet is available with this file, my underscore model py. I am using it from test.py file. Okay, so let me run it. So it's saying that hello Rajamanikam. Rajamanikam is passed from here, and the hello is added here, right? So this is the fundamental of using a library. So we can create a function in one file and then import that into another file, and then we can start using that function. Okay, so just to try to understand the available AI libraries and make use of them effectively. Okay, thanks.